Hi. Welcome back to Fixated, a podcast with us, Ellen and Joelle.
I am Ellen.
And I'm Joelle. This is a podcast where we talk about all the media and culture and stuff that we just can't look away from.
The things we just can't seem to get over.
And why it matters all so much to us. This episode is a super fun one. We have our second ever guest. Our dear friend Jay Izzo joins us. And we talk about two little niche topics you might have heard of. Star Wars and the newest Spider-Man movie. So tune in. What's up, guys?
Hello.
We're back with episode 13, which we were talking about maybe doing that thing where they skip over a gate at the airport. They skip over 13 to this unlucky number and just move it to 14. But no, we're not superstitious like that.
This would be the luckiest one.
Exactly, because we have a guest.
Yay!
We're doing our second guest ever. Jay Izzo, our dear friend and part of our family, is here.
Emily, welcome, Jay.
Guys, it's an honor to be on Fixated. This has been a long time coming. I was actually going through our texts before today, and I saw that the last text was from June, and you're like, Jay, the time has come. And then it took a while, but now it's August and it is happening, and so the time has come. So I'm very excited. It's an honor, a pleasure.
Yay!
The 13th episode, we're going to make it a lucky one.
Exactly. It's been in the making for so long. I feel like even when we were thinking about, we were conceptualizing the show back in so long ago now, December. We were like, and then we can have our friends on as guests. No one has ever done this before in the history of podcasting, is having their friends on.
And lo and behold,
here we are.
We are finally.
Well,
This is
Jay,
so exciting.
Please introduce yourself a little bit more, however you may choose to. What do you got going on?
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I am part of the Ramley. Go Rams. In addition to being Ellen and Joelle's friend, let's see, how should I just do the full creative? Yeah, I guess so.
Sure.
I am a writer and comedian in New York, and I perform kind of around at various comedy theaters and stuff, like the Brooklyn Comedy Collective, and I have a about kind of near monthly show called Unregistered Hypercam, where I ask 6 or 7, I didn't do that intentionally, but 6 or 7 comedians roughly to present on a weird old kind of internet relic, like an old YouTube video or an old Flash game. Oftentimes people bring in personal things and talk about it. So I do that. And then I also write some humor articles for publications like Points and Case. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I noticed this new writing humor articles. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been fun.
Are they based in New York? Are they based in Brooklyn, or what's?
I don't really know. I think a lot of people who work there, I know someone who works as an editor for them, and that's very New York based, but because of its online submissions, it's very much kind of from wherever, Yeah. And sometimes my little New York reality bubble gets shattered because I just assume everyone doing stuff is from New York, and then you'll see this person's from Rotterdam, Netherlands, and it's okay, sure, they're allowed to do that over there.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys seen it on TikTok, but it made me laugh. I've seen probably just a micro trend of people being not everyone can be from New York or LA. Someone has to hold it down.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that. That's so funny.
It's someone has to hold it down in Rotterdam.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Someone has to.
No, that's brilliant. Yes, Jay's one of our greatly talented friends. It's been a while. We used to do stand-up together, Jay and I.
True.
He was in Ford Experimental Theater. So I think you guys worked on a production together.
We did. Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. Our COVID play, reality TV show live, which has a place in my heart. We made it all the way to Tech Week, and then because of COVID, we had to not do it. And then Let's Do Scooby-Doo, right?
Oh,
yeah, I wasn't a part of reality TV show live, honestly. Yeah.
Were you not?
No.
Oh.
Because that was our.
Are you sure? I thought you were
sure.
I mean, it must have been our sophomore year, right? Early.
It was.
That's crazy. Gosh, yeah, that's a crazy Mandela effect. I when I think of reality TV show live, and I'm and Ellen was holding it down.
And Ellen was there for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Let's do Scooby-Doo.
Plays together. That was so fun. That was really fun.
So funny. Still tickles me to this day. You've got fans out there.
Exactly. You really do.
It made a mark, and of course, we won't bother explain what that means literally at all. But if you know, you know.
Exactly.
If you know, you know. Yeah. And if you don't know, it's probably on the Fordham Experimental Theater YouTube. So feel free to.
Did we explain? We all used to be on the board for our college's experimental theater group.
Oh gosh, yeah.
For different reasons.
Yeah. I didn't do a great job. I didn't do a great job.
It was pretty casual. It was very
chill. I don't know if it was there for someone to be doing a good job.
Exactly.
To be fair.
No.
Like, it was all in good spirit. Everyone was there truly for free.
A club built on love.
Exactly.
A little else.
It's just some lore building, really. As
really some lore building. Yeah.
I did pull it up for a job application the other day because I was like, fuck it. I don't know what to say. I was like, it's relevant.
It is something that has lived on. I think it's still on my resume.
Yeah.
I wasn't just on the college improv comedy club. I was on the e-board of that. I was the business manager. Thank you very much. And I managed business.
And you best believe the business was managed.
You did a good job managing that business.
Good old days, guys.
We go way back.
Way back. All right. Should we do the first little segment?
Let's talk about non-media.
Our non-media fixations. Ellen, go first. Why not?
Yay. Okay. Well, mine is really fun. Mine is not a new one. I'm kind of fixated on this every day of my life, but tiramisu. Recently, I've really been in a tiramisu thing because also it was my birthday, and so I was having tiramisu at like every possible opportunity. Yes. I had more this week than like I probably should have. Love a tiramisu.
There we go. Happy belated, by the way.
Yeah.
A fixated birthday.
Thank you.
Go. But I hear you. Oh my goodness. Where did we go where we had good tiramisu? When we were in London, we had really good tiramisu.
When we were in London, we had some really good tiramisu.
It was a huge plate.
Huge. Like as big as my head. It was awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. Just a brick of tiramisu.
Precisely. That's a very Ellen fixation.
Exactly. It's like it's not out of the
lifelong
at all. Lifelong fixation. But it's been heavier than usual this week.
Well, that's good for you.
How about you, Joelle? What is your non-media fixation?
Okay. Mine is, I don't know. All of a sudden I'm getting like bashful for some reason. Mine is was revamping my like schedule time blocking because I am cursed by being a Virgo, and so that's just kind of how I make sense of my life. And I was like, okay, I want to incorporate one new thing, and that one new thing truly are morning pages, like the creative, what is it called? I keep on forgetting.
The Artist's Way or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. The Artist's Way. I was like, keep wanting to say like the creative act. I'm like, that's not what it is. The Artist's Way. Yeah, just kind of not actually committing to reading it, but people talk about the morning pages, you know, just like waking up and immediately, as in after I spend like an hour on my phone in my bed, immediately going and like writing like 3 pages of just like stream of consciousness, basically.
I love that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I think it's probably time for me to do this. Like finally, like I think there comes a point in every young woman's life where they're like, okay, time to do that. And honestly, love it. Honestly, so far, I've been pretty consistent. I've only missed one day now in the last like 2 weeks. And I think it actually works. Which again, crazy.
That is crazy.
They're like, oh, it's just supposed to like free up your mind a little bit at the start of the day so that when you actually go to like do the creative stuff, I could be butchering this too. I think this is what the idea is. Things are flowing a little bit easier. And I was like, God damn, I think it's working. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I actually kind of feel like by the time I like sit down to maybe like write or do something, even if it's just like, oh, I've already kind of like put thoughts down today, so it doesn't feel like it's the first time I'm doing it. It's neat. And it was also making me think of this like sick fantasy that I have, which is being able to actually do it in my own apartment and waking up and like having a coffee or a tea, probably a tea, and sitting down in like the actual quiet. Because at the moment I sit down and do it in my bed, like before I even get out of bed. Because I'm like, the moment I open my door to my, very blessed to have it, but like home full of all of my family members. And so I can't, like, it's just not going to happen. And so I was like, wow, that is really something, an image to keep me going when I finally am able to be in a quiet space and do that. I think we'll really be cooking then. The world won't even know what hit them. I'll be so on top of my shit.
When Joelle's morning pages land in New York, it's over for all of us.
Exactly. So that's my fixation. I'm enjoying it.
That's good.
Jay.
That's a good one.
We're doing like hot potato style. Jay, your turn.
Gosh, my non-media fixation right now is the concept and craft of the beach sandwich. Have you guys been seeing these on like videos of these?
Yeah.
Like it's really an artful. I mean, it's a tale as old as time, really. But you know, people are really taken to the airwaves to sort of like concoct some ideas, and I'm really interested in them because the beach sandwich is, for whatever reason, and I really think there's you could dive into this from like a whole series of angles. But the ideal beach sandwich is something that like is transportable, is easily made, and is in body, mind, and spirit like Italian American, which is awesome. And they're always just like, they feature my favorite things ever. People are always just like opening up some ciabatta or even like a baguette or whatever, and they put on some cured meats and some weird, like, funky cheese. And then, like, sometimes they'll put, like, a bag of chips on there, which is good. But that's controversial because people are like, that's going to cut up the inside of my mouth, But
worth it.
Yeah. Recently, this past week, I was in Long Island, and the beach sandwich of choice was, you guys aren't ready for this.
Oh my God.
I'm so
excited.
On ciabatta, we had, first of all, the ciabatta bread, lightly olive oiled and salted with flaky salt, of course. And then we had fresh farm stand market peaches, amazing, sliced, and arugula. So hopefully I don't get the diarrhea parasite. And we put on the peaches hot honey and burrata.
Oh my God.
Jay.
Put a thing of burrata cheese on there.
Oh my God.
I actually made a little vlog. I'm going to make it like a little food video. It's just like the greatest thing ever.
That sounds incredible.
I know. Yeah. And it's sort of like growing up like in New Jersey, I kind of wish we locked into that a little harder, my family, but we would like not really do that, like make a fun sandwich. Or also just because we were like kids, like the beach sandwich was just like plain turkey on white bread or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I really feel like it's and you just have it in parchment paper and your toes are in the sand and it's just like, I don't know, something about it. Like it's sort of like, you know how in like fantasy media or something, whether it's like a dragon or like a wizard wand or like a lightsaber, it's like you don't choose it, it chooses you or something like that. I feel like that with beach sandwiches, right? Where it's like the perfect ideal combination of ingredients finds you. Yeah. And I think I found it this past week. So
you're making me want to be on a beach
for you.
So
stay tuned for the vlog. It's gonna be a short little 15 seconds, just pure like Studio Ghibli style food montage. Gorgeous. It's gonna be great.
Okay, well now I'm very excited for that as well. That makes me think of, do you guys believe in the like glory of a beach Oreo? Is this something? I feel like I've maybe mentioned it before. It's just the idea similar of like having an Oreo on a beach, because we used to bring Oreos to the beach, one of our beach snacks of choice. And there was just always something that just hit especially hard about the beach Oreo. Like,
I like that.
It's really hard to explain, if I'm being honest. Awesome. And I've had one person be like, yes, before. I felt very seen. But I would recommend just included, I mean, you have your bag of chips, your sandwiches, also Oreo, also fresh fruit. A day at the beach does not get better than that.
Right. It's something about like anything that can be enjoyed. Like there's got to be a chemical food component to like the beach sandwich or the Oreo where it's like having your body temperature kind of being baked in the sun and like the salt in the air, like something about that just needs to awaken the flavor.
It's like when people are like, oh, tomato juice is really good on planes. Like it tastes different, I swear, because the altitude. There's something analogous there.
You know what I also feel like is, you know how people talk about how liberating it is to eat like an orange in the shower because you don't have to worry about it getting like sticky.
Right.
I kind of felt that a little bit like with the ocean. Like I was getting some burrata like cheese curd juice on my pants and I'm like, this is like unacceptable. And I had to like wade into the ocean to like wash off. And I was like, and it's okay because there's this body of salty water right here. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Anything goes. Anything goes. Oh yeah, the beach. We low-key been to the beach recently, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm remembering we got Jersey Mike's, and that was maybe my first time having Jersey Mike's.
Really?
I just had Jersey Mike's yesterday.
I don't know.
I love Jersey
never had
Mike's.
access to that.
Wow.
Mike's way. You got to do it Mike's way.
Good. I had tuna on the beach. It was great.
Wow. Phenomenal.
Well, that's a great one. That's a beautiful non-meat.
Really good fixation.
Yeah. It's made me, even though I literally just ate breakfast brunch or whatever, it makes me want that.
It's making me
literally
hungry
right
for
now.
that. Yeah.
Watch this space. Tuned in for the vlog for when it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we've done that, now we get to the central part of the episode, our media fixations.
Should we start with you, Jay? Because I think we've got some similar ones. At least me and Jay are.
I have my idea. So I am ready.
Okay, perfect. Give it to us.
Yes.
My media fixation this week is, I mean, what else? But George Lucas's 1977 Star Wars. Here's the thing.
Okay, yes.
What else?
Now, and I wore this shirt today. This is my Star Wars shirt. I didn't even wear it knowing I was going to talk about this.
Merch.
But I, like many young men my age, have had a lifelong relationship with Star Wars. I was a young pup for this, but I grew up absorbing, the excitement of the prequels coming out. I was a youngster when the sequels came out. I've consumed a lot of Star Wars media. I've read a lot of Star Wars comics. But I had a really interesting experience last week, and that is that my friend and roommate who I've known my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Despite growing up in the same environment as me at the same time period and knowing me, who's been, very tuned into Star Wars, he has never seen a single piece of Star Wars media. And so last week, I showed him the original Star Wars for the first time. And I got to, it was a strange experience because I've never watched Star Wars with someone who really genuinely had no idea what it was about or what they were getting into. And I kind of got to see it through an adult lens, an adult perspective. And also not even an adult lens or adult perspective, but a 2020s perspective of does this movie still work?
Right. Does it hold up?
Right. Now, to set the scene, I watched this with, so it was me, my one friend who knows nothing about Star Wars, and then my other friend, Will, also part of the Ramblies, who knows probably more about Star Wars than literally anyone I know. And it was really interesting because it kind of felt like bringing a girlfriend home to meet my parents, because I just really wanted him to
really get it.
I didn't want him, he didn't have to love it. Yeah. But I wanted him to understand why.
Exactly.
For me, it's special.
Media like that is a part of you. When it's been in your life for that long, it's
right.
really important that people get it.
Well, what's interesting too is I thought, with something so ubiquitous, he was going in with a blank slate, but even a blank slate of Star Wars, it's I asked him before, I'm so what do you know about this film franchise? And he's I know some of the names of the characters, and I know that Darth Vader is Luke's father. And I'm okay, right. Yeah. Wasn't expecting him to not know that.
Yeah.
But it was funny where there were things in the movie that because of Star Wars's presence and its sort of independent identity in the mainstream, he had some misconceptions which were surprising to hear about. And it's interesting because when you think of Star Wars, you think of the main bad guy is Darth Vader, right? There is, if you know ball, Emperor Palpatine is above him, but Darth Vader is the main bad guy. And it's interesting because in the first movie, he's kind of not. He's getting pushed around. And the whole thing is, it's not pushed around, but the whole thing is he's taking orders from the Imperial vanguard, right? And it's very kind of political. They talk about they're we dissolved the Senate. We are the sort of the governors of these planets, and we're ruling now. And Darth Vader's kind of Darth Vader's the muscle. And so there were parts during it. This is just one example, but my roommate had to be wait, I'm confused. I thought Darth Vader was in charge of everyone. Why are people giving him orders? And then it's we would give him these really deep lore answers with references to things that he didn't know about. And then after a while I had to be it's hard to cleanse your mind of that. I'm it's just because that's the way it is. Imagine you didn't know anything about this movie. It's oh, he's the bad guy, but there are people in charge of him. That's what it is. That's fine. Yeah.
That's all.
I don't know. When was the last time you guys have seen the original Star Wars?
The last time?
I think, honestly, I watched it once when I was probably 13. So I really am not familiar with Star Wars.
It's been on, my brother is a fan, and we have, a big old box set of them. And so it's been on in my house probably within the last year or so, even just, on TV. When's the last time I sat down to really watch them? I had to watch them as an assignment in this one film and media class from senior year of high school.
They're really digging deep for the film class.
Or I think at least of the trio three. I can't remember because she was trying to make some point about maybe genre. But that's probably the last time I truly sat down and was really paying attention to them.
Yeah.
So I think between the two of us, there's some blind spots there with the whole breadth of it.
Well, it's interesting because it's I kept trying to think back. I had kind of these two modes of thought where I'm what would I think if I saw this in 1977 for the first time? And that's sort of a fool's errand because I wasn't alive in 1977. And it's the short answer is I would have loved it, everyone did. But instead of asking myself, what would I think if I was there in 1977? I thought A, what would I think if I'd never seen it or ever heard of it? And someone's here's a weird movie from 1977, put it on. And then I also thought what would I think if this came out today? And my thesis statement about the whole experience, not even talking about the original trilogy, but that first movie, it does hold up, and it holds up well. It is good, but it's interesting because we don't really have movies like that today.
Right.
And I don't mean everything that comes out today sucks, but I mean this was a movie made at a time where I think that there were sort of cultural expectations and a lot of precedent at the time for what like a space movie should be. And Star Wars, in a lot of ways, kind of broke that mold in a way that audiences at the time could like really see. You know, because if you look at science fiction of like the 60s and the 70s, you get a lot of like the B movie, like The Day the Earth Stood Still, where it's like a guy in a rubber suit walking around, or Star Trek is a lot like that. And a lot of kind of conceptual stuff like 2001: A Space Odyssey, where everything's like trippy and psychedelic. And Star Wars is funny because it's really more of a fantasy movie than a space movie. It's like a fantasy movie that takes place in space, right? You know, it's like there are kind of wizards and they have powers, and there is a princess, you know, who is literally called a princess. It's not even like she's a stand-in for an archetype. She is the princess. And yeah, it takes its time in certain areas that movies today just don't. And I think that it works for some things, right? There's like a big famous kind of scene, right, where Luke looks out over the two suns of Tatooine and the music swells. And it's sort of like him being like, I want to get out of here. I want to go on an adventure. I want a life bigger than my own. And that was just so beautiful because it's like at that time, you know, Will and I were just like, they don't make stuff like this today. Like they do not, never will you see like a big studio blockbuster where like a character has like a moment of quiet reflection where the music and the scenery tells you everything they need to know. It'd be them being like, I really want to do this, you know? And then other times I was sort of like, not often, but there were times where I'm like, this is dragging a little bit. Like, like the whole third act, they're like in spaceships, like attacking the Death Star. And like, that's really, really tense for like parts of it, but other parts of it, it's just like, okay, like one guy's like, I'm going to do it. And then his ship gets blown up. And then another guy's like, I'm going to do it. And then he gets blown up. And I'm like, all right, I'm sure this was very, very tense if you didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah. No, that's such an interesting read. I don't know. I feel like we have so much to think about. Like there's so much like material there when we think about like space movies as a genre or as a subgenre, sure, whatever. I mean, I don't know how much I've like thought about it as much, but I think the last space movie I must have seen was Project Hail Mary. I was kind of thinking about that one with its contemporaries is not really what I'm trying to say, but I was thinking about like just similar ones, I guess, because I haven't really seen like Gravity, but there was the one with Matt Damon. Can't remember the name of it either.
Oh, The Martian.
The Martian. Thank you. There's obviously Interstellar to bring Christopher Nolan back into conversation, but then you have like Dune, which is technically a space movie in whatever way that it is, that I would argue is probably more in that like tradition of Star Wars, again a little bit more kind of like fantastical.
That one feels like a fantasy, right? Also,
right. Yeah, of its like plot. Love Dune, but kind of to your point, it's so like serious. Like it is, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have, as you're saying, like maybe it will be one of those that is more inclined to be like so much contemplation from these characters and kind of taking its time and so kind of character driven, but it's still just like quite different from like what you're describing and reflecting on with Star Wars. So I guess maybe it's kind of a like, I don't know, there's like horseshoe theory apply, like Star Wars kind of breaks the mold and you can get something that's like Dune, but it comes back around to being a little bit more cerebral and somewhat serious, if that makes sense. Like totally.
Yeah, Dune is interesting because it's very like, I mean, a big thing that sets them apart is like, even thinking about like Interstellar. Interstellar is very much like, and this is what space could really be like, you know, and this is the math behind it. And a wormhole is when you fold a piece of paper and punch a hole through it. Yeah. You know,
like a realism
Star Wars
about it.
Right. Yeah. Star Wars and Dune don't concern themselves with that as much. Dune definitely, like Frank Herbert was kind of like a freak, you know, in the book is like, and this is how the ecology works. And this is how like the evolutionary tree works. But it's less about like the science and more about like the grand story, you know?
Yeah.
And George Lucas, like, I don't even think he kind of famously was influenced by like cowboy movies and like Akira Kurosawa, like samurai movies. And less like, I want to make an awesome science movie.
Yeah.
Star Wars is more than science fiction. It's a movie about like getting the gang together. And I love a movie where like they get the gang together.
Yeah. They're space cowboys. Hello.
Like literally, It's like in the different archetypes and they kind of clash, but they get to get along. And like, I don't know. I love movies like that, you know, where it's like, oh, we have to go on an adventure with this guy sucks. And then by the end, they're best friends.
Yeah. It's a good trope.
Yeah. I feel like I got some studying to do Star Wars wise.
I know, me too.
Yeah, you know,
it's interesting so this is not an original thought. This is something my dad told me he read in like an article or something like that. So it's not an original thought, but whose thought it is, I have no idea. But it was asking the question, like, what would Star Wars's cultural legacy be if they never made more than one? If they put out this one movie and people loved it and it didn't turn into this like blockbuster franchise where we have all these other associations with it and we think about, you know, Adam Driver and, you know, all that stuff. But it's like a close equivalent could be something like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where it's like, here is a story that people really liked and it's beloved and people would still watch it, but it's like, that's kind of the story, you know, and maybe they remake it, you know, and maybe the remake is weird, or maybe they do a spin-off, but, you know, could that have worked as a standalone movie? And the answer is, I think, yes. I mean, it leaves room for sequels, which they obviously made, but like the first movie is it's pretty tight in its writing and stuff. So yeah. Definitely worth watching again, especially through like an adult frame of mind.
I remember finding them, and I guess still do. I don't know why I'm putting it so like squarely in the past tense, but like, needless to say, extremely entertaining.
Yeah,
I think probably purposely such a appropriately low barrier of entry. Like they're just accessible. They're just good.
Yeah,
they're just really entertaining to watch. But thinking about the like long tail of Star Wars stuff, as you're saying, like not just the like sequels and repeat trilogies and stuff, but also there's something like shows and some like side stories and stuff. Do you have like, well, I kind of want to ask if you have like a particular hot take about any of them.
Ooh, about Star Wars?
Yeah, just kind of like up until like this point right now, with all the different like media properties that have come from it.
I probably have a couple, but there's one that comes to mind.
Let's go for it.
And that is that people who really know a lot about Star Wars get really into the weeds about the idea of the Force and like what the Force can do, right? And to be fair, I think that's kind of a natural thing because every Star Wars movie kind of introduces a new Force like ability, right? Like in the first movie, they don't use the Force to move things around at all. That comes in like in the second movie when Luke is upside down in the Wampa Cave and he has to reach for his lightsaber, right? And famously George Lucas, it's kind of stupid, but in the first movie, Obi-Wan Kenobi uses like a Force mind trick. And it's really cool. It's like he uses the Force to manipulate guards to let them through a checkpoint. And that's crazy. And then George Lucas is like, well, I introduced mind control into the universe. So like now you see in a couple Star Wars movies, like they'll try and mind trick someone and they'll be like, I'm just a species that doesn't work on. They do that twice. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. But my hot take is that like the Force should operate way less like a skill tree of like, oh, well, if you're a good enough Jedi, then you can control people's minds. Or if you're a good enough Jedi, you know, then you can move things, but you need to train. I think that I like the Force the way it's presented in the first movie, which is like this strange mystic thing. And who knows what it can do? You know, Obi-Wan Kenobi used it to mind control these guys. Is it just him that can do that? Maybe other people can. But like, I think the more we try and nail it down as like, well, these are the powers that it unlocks if you're a good enough Jedi, you know, and you see it in the sequels. They really make these big moments of like whenever Rey uses one of those Force powers, it's sort of like, and did you guys see that? You know, like
crazy, right?
Right. Or like they recently introduced it where it's like, if you lay your hands on someone, you can use the Force to heal them. And people are like, you know, that's a huge plot hole for all the other movies.
That's like Rapunzel.
Okay.
Like, oh my God,
it literally is. Yeah, it literally is. It literally is the hair. And look, is it kind of a plot hole? Sure. Like, yeah, there are moments when like Jedi should have been able to heal other people from being killed. But I kind of like it where it's less defined. Yeah. There's no like the Force works like X or the Force works like Y. It's like people have an affinity and attunement to this like mythological sort of ethereal thing. Yeah. And if you tap into that and you welcome that into your life, you will be able to have some control over it. So I don't know, like the whole thing of being like, well, only this person should be able to use Force lightning and this person only does this because of this. Like there's so much trying to, in the movies and expanded media, trying to like retcon Force abilities and recontextualize Force abilities and explain why this person didn't use this ability at this time. And it's like, we just gotta let it breathe, you know? The Force works in mysterious ways, and you should not concern yourself with, you know, using it like some resource in a video game. Like that is my hot Star Wars take.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The Force is the friends we made along the way.
The Force is the friends we made along the way. Literally in the first movie, they're like, and it's the friends we made along the way. But
let there be some mystery. I love that. Yeah.
Right. He would never say, like, when Obi-Wan Kenobi uses the mind trick, he would never, ever in that original movie say, like, well, that's a Force mind trick, and Jedi can do that, and I learned at the Jedi school to do the Jedi trick. It's just like, no, it's like this strange old man has powers, and, you know, like, that's cooler. That's better.
It's like this little green guy speaks in riddles. That's all I know.
Right. Why? They never say. That's fine. They're canonically, there is one other person, not counting Baby Yoda, there's one other member of Yoda's species in like Star Wars media, and she's kind of a side character. She's in the prequels. She talks normal. She doesn't talk backwards. Why does Yoda talk backwards? They don't say, and it's fine. We don't need to know that. It's fine.
It was a bit.
Yeah.
It was a bit. You gotta do this for the bit.
The actual, like, the lore reason is that he's so old that back in the day, people used to talk like this always.
You should have given him a transatlantic accent.
Right. Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been great. Just a freaky guy.
I mean, show of hands of who likes Baby Yoda.
This is real Joelle lore. She hates Baby Yoda.
I don't know.
You don't like Baby Yoda?
I mean, I don't know enough about him, to be clear. It's not like I'm like, I watched The Mandalorian and I'm like, oh, I hate. We don't really vibe. Like, I don't know what else to say.
God. That's okay.
I just like see it and I'm like,
you want to drop kick it.
That's, Baby Yoda.
Yeah, and I kind of want to drop kick it a little.
Whoever made that, whoever came up with the idea of Baby Yoda, I hope that they're enjoying their like beachfront properties in like the Florida Keys and Malibu and like on the French Riviera. Like that is, you know, that the moment that pitch meeting must have like,
oh my God,
they must have been popping champagne at the end of that pitch meeting where Baby Yoda was invented.
You're so right. Oh, to be a final. Oh, to be on the team. And also gotten my check.
Because like to be in the world of Star Wars and in The Mandalorian, it is really cool. It's like, oh my God, there's another member of Yoda's species. Like that's insane.
And it's cute.
And
right.
He's a cute guy.
Really
hopefully they give him something other to do than be cute, because it's been 10 years now and he hasn't done anything but be cute.
It's 10 years old now? That's crazy.
I think.
Does it talk?
Oh, no, not 10. I think like 2019 was when he came out. So like we're pushing 10. You know?
Does the thing talk?
No. And in the new movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, which was like no one saw and was kind of boring. Like someone tries to talk to Baby Yoda and Mandalorian's like, he doesn't talk. And you're like, oh, cool. Like Will even said this when we were watching Star Wars, like, cool. Like that means that by the end of this movie, he's going to have his first words. Like that's going to be so cute. And then he doesn't. He doesn't. They can't change him too much because then he won't be the same cute. He's like a prop, which like sucks, but is whatever. It's fine.
He promised early and then was like, no, that wasn't even a promise actually.
I've sat through countless media hours of watching Baby Yoda like mess with the controls on the spaceship. You know, it's like, that's what he does. That's all he does.
Well, that's awesome. Hearing you speak so passionately about Star Wars.
That was awesome. I feel like I learned.
Sincerely, I'm like, I should sit down and watch that.
It's especially like those first three are really like, and this goes into the production too, but it's like so many things came together. Like obviously John Williams' music, George Lucas's wife at the time, Marsha Lucas, who just died a couple months ago, she like famously like re-edited the whole thing last minute and made it into what it is. She won an Oscar for that movie. For the editing in that movie. And so there's just like a lot. And like famously everyone is hot, which is great, you know, like it's an awesome thing to see, you know. Even Alec Guinness, who's like an old ass man in that movie, it's still like, all right, you know, sure.
There are some Princess Leia Han Solo scenes that have like gone nearly platinum in my life thus far. Whenever they like show up on social media and you're like, well, period, that chemistry's
like,
crazy.
all right, I know,
like I'm sad. It's that's good. That's good stuff. Okay, I feel like you still might have a good bit to say about what I believe is a somewhat joint fixation. For Ellen and I.
Interesting.
Also part of a very blockbustered, huge franchise.
Similar.
There's a lot to talk about, especially as we think about like the expansion of media properties and whether that's good or not. But either way, we were thinking about talking about Spider-Man A New Day that we both saw like last week. Yeah. Ellen, what were you thinking about talking about it? What did you think about it?
I think I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed the first like couple of minutes, that intro scene where it really felt like a cartoon, like a comic book. I love that. That's my favorite part of a superhero movie, when it really feels colorful and it's just like over the top and cheesy, and it is like the way that the old Batman movies used to be. I love that. So it was so much fun when they had like, I'm not as familiar with Spider-Man villains, so I don't remember their names, but like the big freaky guy, you know that guy?
The big freaky guy?
The big freaky guy. I loved that. That was really fun. That was my favorite part, was the intro. And then the rest of the movie, I enjoyed it. It was perfectly fine to me, but I mean, spoiler alert incoming, I am not familiar with the X-Men at all. And so I wasn't as aligned with the rest of the movie. I wasn't as locked in just because I honestly didn't know what was happening. I was there opening night, which is always really fun. So I was in a theater that was like clapping and cheering, and they did the name drop for Sadie Sink's character, and everyone started shrieking, and I was like, am I supposed to know who that is? Like, which I've never experienced in a Marvel movie before, because I'm a Marvel girl. Like, I knew everything about all of those growing up. It was crazy. That was a unique experience for me. So I enjoyed it, but not as much as I think I've enjoyed the other Spider-Man movies.
Interesting. I really liked it. My brother had seen it, and I heard like a few good things. I was hearing mainly good things, I guess, but I was avoiding spoilers, avoiding a lot, because even my brother, before he even saw it, was like, yeah, they're not like saying who like Sadie Sink is, but like I think it's like a little obvious. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, so don't even. I was like, don't start. I don't want to be spoiled, please. And then he went to see it, and he like came back, and he was like, it was really good. Like he was like high compliments. I was like, okay, shoot, like I'll go see what it's about. And honestly, like similarly, like liked it so much. Just like enjoyed the watching experience more than anything. You know, I was like, this is very fun to me, and I don't want to be like, oh, I know so much about the X-Men, but like similarly almost to like Star Wars, like it kind of was just like one of those things that was on a lot, like Hugh Jackman's X-Men movies, Wolverine, I should say. And so I have like general context. I really also liked when they did the somewhat reboot where like Jennifer Lawrence was there as Mystique, and James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender were, you know, I remember enjoying those movies a decent amount as well. So I'm like at least familiar with some of the players there. So I honestly was very gagged with that reveal. Like, because I was just like sitting there kind of like empty-headed being like, yeah, like what is this like mysterious villain? Like who the hell is this? What is going on? And they said that, and I was like, oh, I was like, okay, so we're getting into some stuff, because in the Wolverine movies, I just kind of like understand that she's like very powerful, kind of like big deal. And so I was like, oh shoot, like this is really exciting actually. So I really loved that reveal, and I thought Sadie Sink was awesome in it. In general, I like Tom Holland's Spider-Man stuff.
He's
like
great.
I think he's just really
so good.
Yeah.
Good.
I did enjoy actually in this one that they like aged him up. That they made a point to be like, yeah, and we're out of college now. Because in the beginning, I did take a look at him, and I was like, that is not a teenager.
That's not a 16-year-old anymore. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, so I'm glad they addressed it.
For sure. I agree. And I've long thought, like, Tom Holland in this role, through each of these little movies where they like to put him through something slightly torturous, and it's kind of gotten, like, worse and worse. I think he plays distraught, like, super well. Yeah. Like, I think that's just always the most, like, affecting part of his performances across these movies. Yeah. Numerous times I feel like I've been like, oh, damn, like, you're actually kind of getting me. And this was, like, just equally there, because he was just like upset, depressed throughout all of it. I was like, this is good.
I love when they just like put guys through it, but especially Spider-Man is such a character that like really suffers, and I enjoy watching that.
Yeah. And I was really thinking about part of, I think, the freshness of Tom Holland Spider-Man, this run of things, was that you didn't have the like Uncle Ben dying scene and stuff like that. So there was so much of it that, I don't know, I feel like the Spider-Man character was allowed to be much more like young and like buoyant and kind of happy-go-lucky and kind of dealing with stuff, sure, but like blah 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 blah. And then the Aunt May of it all, obviously that kind of is like the major context, and then having to like, we know the story, mind wipe everybody. Yes. So I think it was just interesting to like have him like the character have to go through being super depressed more than before. And I think it's like, I don't know, them kind of like holding it out. It's interesting to like have to like develop that and like get to it. It has different emotional payoff that I think was like cool and affecting.
And I guess this is more about the third thing. Like, I thought it was such a clever reset, like very clever, where it's like, and now no one even remembers him. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know what it is, but it's like everyone on the internet thinks this way, and so do I, where it's like, Spider-Man needs to suffer a little bit in his personal life. You know, like someone like Doctor Strange doesn't really need to suffer, but like Peter Parker, he needs to go through it. Like, he needs to suffer,
and that he does.
And that he really does.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. What else was I thinking about it?
I was waiting with bated breath for Matt Murdock to show up, and so I have some thoughts about it.
They did it already a little bit, right?
Yeah,
they kind of did, right? So it's like 60% of me is like, doesn't matter, whatever, it's fine. It's his own movie. That's a TV show. This is the movie. Whatever. 40% of me is like, okay, hang on a second. Punisher features heavily in this, who's from the TV shows, which, by the way, I thought that was awesome. I thought he was going to be like a cameo kind of character. Love that he was sort of like, here's sort of foil. Spider-Man and Matt Murdock have like met without realizing it. But, you know, they never say this, but it's like they totally would know who the other is, right? Like Daredevil's always making headlines, all this stuff. I'm debating how much of this is like an actual like nerd thing and how much of this is kind of like an actual like world building thing, where I'm like, I was waiting for at least some reference to like, I wish Daredevil was here, because the whole time Spider-Man's like, oh man, Frank Castle's so like reckless and like, we're just running around New York together trying to make things right. Like, I was like, God damn, like there is another street level hero who you can call. Like, it would be okay. But I actually thought for a second when Sadie Sink, when she was like doing her Jean Grey projections into everyone, which again, yeah, like Joelle, like you said, like I was like in my mind, I'm like, which Spider-Man villain can do this? Like, this is crazy. I was like expecting it's like, oh, and then she's gonna get in Daredevil's head and they're gonna fight. Like, I was really like waiting for it.
waiting for Godot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Jean Grey reveal was, because it's like I don't know like a whole lot about the X-Men, but I have seen the original movies and I've seen a little bit of the new show X-Men '97. So I was like very much like, oh shit, like in the theater, like this is huge. Because it's like, other than Wolverine, she's very much sort of like the plot driving character. Like she's always getting into some stuff. And yeah, I think that was sort of like, I think it was a clever way to introduce the X-Men.
Yeah.
But my gripe with the movie that I have is like, thought the Spider-Man stuff was great, but I think there was a point where it kind of definitively became like her movie.
Yeah.
And like not his. And I think that works well within the context of like setting up for Doomsday, but I wonder how it's going to age, like with rewatching. Yeah. Because it's sort of like, if you watch it now, it's like, cool. Like, we know what they're doing. We know what they're setting up for. This is great. But it kind of feels like, imagine if you were to watch like a Batman movie and then like the big reveal, it's like, and this guy's actually Aquaman. And then like the rest of the 40 minutes are like all about like Aquaman's backstory and stuff like that. Yeah. You could be like, cool, but like, what happened to Batman? You know, like, so I think it faltered a little bit there for me personally, where I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, this is all going to be about Spider-Man and his stuff. And his stuff I thought was great. Yeah. And to be fair, if I was like a troubled psychic child with powers who was put in the evil government child torturing chamber, I would love for Spider-Man to rescue me. I would love to confide in Spider-Man. But yeah, I was a little bit like, okay, like, this is now like kind of something else. And like, that's fine. Like, I don't think it was bad, but I was like, this is something else now.
No, I hear what you're saying, especially because like a question I had, I think, with it shifting to being so much about Jean. And then also I was like, maybe I'm reading too far into it, but I also think that it would be the kind of thing that Marvel would do. Just kind of how it ended. I was like, is there supposed to be some type of like symbolism with him like walking out anonymously into the crowd? And like, yes, it's supposed to be kind of funny with like Frank in the Spider-Man mask, like waving from the thing. But I was like, is this supposed to be some type of like subtle farewell kind of thing? Because I don't know what they might want to do now that they've kind of like done trilogy and one with Tom Holland Spider-Man. Like, I would kind of expect more of a send-off, honestly.
That's an interesting question.
But also maybe, especially with the doomsday of it all, like, and the fact that they're like X-Men coming. Like, I don't know what's the like longevity with his Spider-Man.
I haven't thought about that. Like, are they going to make another solo Spider-Man movie with him, or is that kind of it?
They might move on to Miles Morales, maybe?
I hope so. That'd be great.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, especially with them really aging up Spider-Man at this point. And it's been, what, 10 years since he started? I think you're right. I think he might be on his way out.
Peter Parker mentor status, yeah.
That'd be cute.
Interesting.
That'd be fun.
I'd be interested in that.
What do you guys think? And maybe there's some like knowledge that has been like, I don't know if they've made announcements or stuff, but now there's this question, right? The Fox X-Men legacy characters still very much kind of in it. They're in Deadpool and Wolverine. They're in Avengers Doomsday. Not just Professor X and Magneto, but like Alan Cumming and James Marsden. Like, they have like literally everyone. And then they have Sadie Sink, new Jean Grey.
Yeah.
So do you guys think when they really delve into X-Men, is there going to be like a multiverse thing where it's like it's the same characters but different actors? Are they going to just do new X-Men like who haven't been featured in the movies? Like, what do you think is going to happen with that?
I don't know. They announced like Kit Connor's casting as Cyclops, and I think what's that girl's name?
Someone as
Emma Frost. Yeah, but still, and then the multiverse question is like, did Marvel ever know what they were really about to do with the multiverse? Arguably, they were a little throwing things at the wall. So maybe they'll find it a useful tool to kind of make things make sense in their own way.
Yeah, they tend to. It seems to me they have some really fun ideas and they say, hey, this is what we're doing next. And then they start to try to write a plot for it, you know?
Right. because X-Men, there's some real passionate nerds about this, but like X-Men is kind of tough because X-Men works best as like a period piece. Like it's very much like in its original publication, very much a commentary on like 60s civil rights. And also very directly, Magneto is like a Holocaust victim. And that is like a very big part of it. And some of the best, like most intense, like Marvel would not do this, but like intense scenes in those X-Men trilogies are like him as a child at the camp.
Yeah.
And it works because in the year 2000, a child in the 1940s is Ian McKellen's age in those movies, right? Just like how in the comics, like in the 60s and 70s and 80s, Magneto was just like a regular guy, like the age of like a person who was born in like the 30s. But now, and this is another thing I've seen people talk about, that is very tied to Magneto's identity as a character and his viewpoint. But how do you do that now? Like someone who was a child in the 1940s would be like in their 90s now. I've seen people say like,
how do we update that?
Are they going to make it where it's like, his powers made him age slowly, or he's coming from a different universe where it's the 60s there, but it's the 2020s here, or, or are they going to get rid of it, which would be controversial, or not mention it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Because the other thing, and sorry if this is a little bit of a tangent, but like the X-Men don't do well with crossovers of other superheroes, because X-Men, it's like you are a mutant and like that gives you superpowers, but you're discriminated against. And like that is like you are the underclass of this society. Yeah. But it's also like, I mean, Spider-Man's also kind of a mutant. Like he wasn't born a mutant, he got it from a spider bite, but no one knows that, So it's like, why is it that's Wolverine and he has claws? What a freak. And this guy is Spider-Man and he has spider powers and we love him.
And like, we get enough.
So it's like a little tricky of like, okay, like how are we gonna,
I think also I was talking to my friend about this after we watched Spider-Man. Like it'll be interesting to see how, because the X-Men is pretty political, right? Like it's a pretty big political statement. And it'll be interesting to see how like Disney does that, because they tend to try to shoot for an audience of everyone and not really say anything at all, which pretty difficult to make a movie like that without saying anything.
And I think that there's maybe, I'm kind of connecting a thought that isn't completely my own, but a little bit to what you were both saying. Even though it was like fun and interesting, I could anticipate and maybe am developing a critique a little bit of like the combination of Jean and Spider-Man, because kind of exactly what you're saying. Like the thing was, they were being like, because we're so special, we have these special abilities, means that we might have to go it alone, but we shouldn't be too alone.
Right.
It was kind of the message. Like you don't have to do it alone. You'll feel alone, you'll feel ostracized, but you don't have to do it alone. And it seems that for Spider-Man, the idea was like, stop self-isolating and like go re-meet your friends and kind of like have a life outside of the work.
Yeah.
For Jean, if they go with what the X-Men is really more about, it's being like, you're being like hunted down by the government, which she is, like that is like the thing, but it's like, it's not just about being like special. First of all, I guess that's like a kind of question mark of like flattening, being like, we're all like, special. Right. It's like a very relatable message, but if you want to get into specificity of like characters and character arcs, it kind of leaves some questions for Jean. And then I was seeing like Tell the Bees, the guy, Josh guy, I'll cite it because he's at least, he's where I got this idea, where he was kind of critiquing a little bit the idea of like what they put in for Jean's backstory, which is, like her mom giving up she and her sister to like foster care, then her sister gets snatched up. And then, he's kind of pointing out that like, it's a bit of a kind of simple background explanation plot device of being like, abandonment, foster care, where that doesn't actually exist in the comics for her backstory. She actually has like loving parents. She's just kind of her own person that's maybe a little bit evil and super powerful and like kind of has other complexities in that way. But like, it's not so simply explained or like simply rooted in a past trauma in that way. And so it's kind of similar. Like, I wonder, I'd be interested to see if they, as they kind of develop these X-Men characters, how they will try to perhaps sanitize, simplify, change backgrounds and motives and stuff like that. Potentially it's less political. I don't mean to be such a dour person and have so little faith in like mega corporation Disney and Marvel, but like, but somebody's got to do it. Someone has to question these things.
Very true.
Well, it is interesting because it's like, like a whole big thing of the X-Men is like, I mean, they have like superpower villains, but the real villain like is the government. And it like in every X-Men media, there's like a senator or many who are like, these guys are freaks. Like, we got to lock them up. And it's like, yeah, like, one, there's the question of like how Disney will handle this very real and very thinly veiled political metaphor. But also, too, then it goes into the question of like the lore. It's like, well, in this world, in the MCU world, superheroes are everywhere and also more or less like objectively awesome. Like, they save the day. And so how, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they would ever do like a thing where it's like, oh, we all met up in Doomsday, but we, the X-Men, we're going back to our own separate universe. And then it's like they do live in a universe without
politics.
Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. or a universe where they can do politics that doesn't affect like everyone else. Yeah.
That would be really interesting. But if they're all being discriminated against in their own universe, why would they go back?
Right. No, literally. Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you imagine? It's actually hilarious. Like, the Fox X-Men, there is going to be a scene where it's like, oh man, it sucks. You know, people throw things at us and hold up signs. And it's like, oh no, we don't get that at all here.
No,
actually, we're beloved. People really like us over here. Like, well,
we're staying.
We're called like God's abomination.
Yeah.
The government built robots to hunt us down. It's like, oh yeah, none of that for us. Like,
not here.
They should absolutely do that and then be like, we got to go back. That's home.
God,
that's our home.
We can fix it.
Yeah. Now
we're all going to vote and
just vote.
Oh my God.
I guess we will simply have to see. But this also makes me think of one kind of like sillier thought that I had, or not even silly, it was kind of nice. Just the New York of this Spider-Man is so like nice. Put in the context of the summer that New York had. I mean, we have people who are on the scene.
Boots on the ground.
Mamdani stand. Exactly. I was like, this just feels like a very Mamdani stand kind of New York.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire like idea that like it has to be someone like possessing these people to like be evil and mean and bad in the first place. I was like, yeah, this is nice. And like the end credits also. There's something very like romantic and beautiful about the ending sequence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That song played and it was like people starting their day in fake New York that I think was actually Glasgow. Pretty sure
was it really?
Something Glasgow, yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
I
definitely felt the New York pride for that.
That's awesome. I was like almost expecting a Mamdani cameo in that movie.
Right?
Oh, people treat Spider-Man in that movie the way that New Yorkers feel about Zoran.
Yes,
like,
yes.
God.
I was like, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is in one of the Iron Mans. Come on.
Do it.
It's only fair that we do it with Zoran.
We need him.
Just a cameo. Just like show a TV screen in the background of him giving Spider-Man the key to the city. Oh, I guess they probably couldn't because canonically I think Kingpin is mayor of New York at this time. I actually don't really know. Because in Daredevil it's like, New York is terrible. Like, we're being raided by the secret police. And in this it's like, everything's awesome.
Maybe it's
I'm just sort of like, when timeline? Like, where with the blip and everything? Where did this happen? Like, I will say this, because I didn't see the Thunderbolts and I didn't see the Black Widow movie, so this was my first time hearing Florence Pugh's Russian accent.
Okay, there you go. She's great.
Pretty crazy. She was great. It was very jarring. I know that character, but I didn't comprehend when I first saw her. I'm like, oh, Florence Pugh's in this. Why the hell is she talking like that? That was a fun kind of way to tie things in at the far Rockaway Banya. I'm like, okay, that's fun.
Yeah, and that's also, that reminds me that like one thing with the Spider-Man movie in particular, I was like, we're no strangers to Marvel movies, kind of like standalone ones, especially maybe being a little bit like bloated when they have all the different tie-ins and this and that. I think somehow they kind of like made it work. Like, it wasn't super distracting to me, though maybe it could have been, just with like, she was there, the Hulk was there.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, you're right.
Frank was there. Now we have an X-Men. I was like, they did it. Since I enjoyed the movie, I guess they made it work.
That distracted me really was the Jean Grey of it all, because I don't know the X-Men.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot that there were so many other characters they brought in until you just said that.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good job.
No, I agree. I think the Florence Pugh thing was a little jarring at first for me. I was sort of like, why is she in this? But that might have just been because I was just unfamiliar with her. Yeah. Which, that movie I hear was really good.
I like
the new
Thunderbolts
Avengers movie. Yeah, I heard that was good.
I thought it was probably the best of the new Marvel ones.
I thought that Hulk was great because, like, it's sort of like very similar of like, I have a mutation in my genes, but I also thought it was funny where it does really represent the divide of like street level superheroes versus like the Hulk. I thought that was hilarious where Frank Castle's like, I'm going to shoot this thing in the head. And Spider-Man's like, it doesn't work like that. Like, it's like he has to fight back the Hulk while also like keeping Frank alive. Like, I thought that was just a great like action set piece.
Yeah. I thought the set pieces were really good. I was kind of oohing and awing. I was like, you're doing a good job.
Yeah. I liked when he had that cage match with the hand, the ninjas.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. It was super cool. Yeah, and then, the MJ of it all. I was kind of like, I was like, y'all are kind of cute. I kind of can't help but.
I liked all the Ned stuff too. It was really cute.
Yeah.
I really liked their little friendship.
That's a great character.
Kind of strange that Peter Parker kissed this like canonical like a child now instead of MJ when she like inhabited the consciousness.
Right.
Oh
like,
yeah.
This is kind of
That's
weird. Like,
actually.
I was like, why would Jean do that? Like, she didn't have to do that at all.
Yeah.
That was like, even in the theater, the reaction of everyone was like, oh my God, when he like has this nice scene with her and kisses her, and then it's like, wow, Peter, you really care about her. Like, oh my God, that was pretty insane. It'll never be brought up ever, but there's going to be a weird background moment in Avengers Doomsday where he's like, you didn't have to kiss me like that, though. Like, what the hell? Like,
that was
a little too far. Like,
hey, that was like super mean. Like, I was in a really dark place.
That was like a personal attack. Like, that was terrible.
It was very like, oh, Anna, if only there was someone who loved you. Like,
and I was I feel like reasonably people would see it coming, but I kind of was like,
I did, yeah. It was actually funny to me that the audience I was in, there was a big gasp. I was like, y'all didn't see that coming.
Like, it's pretty early,
right? It's like she's acting pretty weird before this happened.
But it was a great moment. I just was like, well, obviously that's what's happening right now.
It really did have me thinking about, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I, probably because it's the first of, I guess, our generation, so very much liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man because it's Andrew Garfield. Of course. And kind of was like really feeling that chemistry with him and Emma Stone, who played Gwen Stacy. Yeah. And that's all. I was just, because I saw the movie, and before I went to go see the movie, they had like the other Tom Holland Spider-Man's on, the one No Way Home, when Tobey and Andrew Garfield come. So I was just thinking about how they really killed Gwen Stacy and how I saw that in theaters and was actually so distraught. I was actually completely shocked, completely floored, completely upset. Just in my little teen brain was like, they didn't do that. Just was rejecting it fully.
Actually insane. That
like,
they just killed
so
her.
Upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught it, but I think they did a little nod to that in Brand New Day. Because, famously Gwen Stacy dies from him, like, webbing her midsection and her neck snaps. With this, it's like, when Zendaya was falling, he kind of did the opposite, where he like went to her and grabbed her. And I think that was a very explicit, because they talk about that, right? Andrew Garfield like tells him that happened to him.
Yeah.
Because there's also a nod to it in No Way Home, where they like he saves Zendaya.
And they did do a fun reference when he has like the organic web shooters to the first Spider-Man, where he's like learning how to shoot the web. Like, when I was a kid, I thought that scene was hilarious. So him like holding his hand in different positions to try and get it to like go.
And how he kept on being like, web, go, stop, or something like that. Like they kind of actually kept that bit a little going on a little bit longer than like mumbling to himself. I was like, that's funny. Cute little detail. Yeah, I thought it was a solid movie.
Well, now I'm wondering.
I don't know what's next, but
like if they were to make another Spider-Man movie, maybe not even like a solo Spider-Man movie, but like something focusing on Spider-Man and not in like an Avengers context, is there anything on the table still that you guys want to see, like with this character with Tom Holland?
I don't know. I mean, if it was going to be like kind of a sap, it's like, okay, well now that he's like back in Ned and MJ's life, like let's get that going again. But I don't know where the actual like story or plot is, like for like Spider-Man specifically.
Let's torture him again.
I don't know. Exactly. I would have to think about it a little bit more. Maybe it's I'm also revealing. It's not like I like have read the comics that much.
Yeah, so I don't actually know too much about Spider-Man.
Yeah. Maybe there's something that naturally does come next, or there's some cool part of the comics that I just don't know about. But
the only thing I'm really thinking is like if they did like a live action Miles Morales, that could be good.
That would, I do really want to see.
Yes. I would think that'd be really cool.
They do like another like No Way Home where it's like Tobey, Andrew, and Tom Holland all show up.
And Spider Pig, of course.
Right.
Oh my god, of course. Yeah.
Did you guys watch Spider Noir? The
No.
Nicolas Cage show?
No, I completely forgot about that. Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. I've never really seen any of the Marvel shows or anything, but Nicolas Cage I think he's awesome. And I just like the idea of that, like the gimmick of like a 1930s Spider-Man, because I think it works well. New York still has an iconic skyline in the 30s. And as a, photographer, detective, like it goes together well. It was fun. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, those Marvel shows, they missed me. I think I tried. I tried with WandaVision. Yeah. And I actually liked WandaVision. After that...
I've seen a couple of them. I watched WandaVision. I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, and that's one that pissed me off and kind of why I stopped.
But then I watched, and I mentioned this before, but I watched Loki and I really liked Loki, actually.
I hear Loki's good.
The second season is better than the first. And the first is like pretty solid, but the second one actually I think is good.
What was so tough about Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
stupid.
Yeah. And really, what bigger crime is there than just stupid?
I think they were just fumbling around a little bit too much with the story and the actual message, because it was trying to be political. Very kind of like centrist, weird shit, as you kind of would expect.
It's like they talk about the politics of like post-snap, all these people like returning, which
sounds really interesting.
Sense. It's such an interesting like thought process. I don't know. Then the people who are making sense, they make them the villains. And then they're like, and obviously these people are blowing stuff up and they're killing and they're evil.
And they're like, look, young one, you might have a good point, but you're going about it the wrong way.
Like classic, someone like very well diagnosed. If you want to know who the villain in the Marvel movie is going to be, it's the person who has a problem with society. Because they diagnose an accurate problem with the world, and then they're like, my solution? Kill everyone. That's the way to do it.
Such silly positioning.
That one is like really the worst example of a really good political problem. And then they just do the worst possible thing with it.
I feel like they did a good job with like keeping Jean Grey from being
she just wanted to get to her sisters. She had a goal.
Well, I think an episode that makes.
Amen.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jay.
Yes,
This was
you guys for having me. This is awesome.
It was so fun.
Second guest on Fixated.
Yes, and you know what? You should be on it again, dare I say.
Yeah.
Honestly, you had Bridget, you had me. When Bridget moves to New York, guys, let's get a roundtable going.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We could have a panel.
Huge brain. Yay. I don't know if there's like any like resounding message from this episode.
Do you have a thesis statement to give us, Jay?
Yeah, like
go Disney.
Put Daredevil in Doomsday. Like put him in. Daredevil in Doomsday.
Pointy,
I agree with that.
Double horns. Get him in there. Yeah.
You guys see the meme that's been going around where there's just some like piece of like Marvel comic art, and it's like all the heroes kind of like jumping towards Thanos, and at the leader is Daredevil, and people are like, bro, Daredevil, you're gonna get killed. Like, get out of there, man. Like, really Daredevil's taking down Dr. Doom.
Listen,
with his
put him
sticks.
in a hallway, and he's got it.
Put Dr. Doom in a hallway, he's not walking out of there.
No.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
This was our episode. Follow us, Fixated.pod, on all the socials.
See you soon. 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.